It's candid, it's real, it's about life. We invite you now to Real Women Real Talk, hosted by Phoenix, bringing together women for support, encouragement, and inspiration. Real Women Real Talk, brought to you by Faith Expressions Gospel Radio.
And now our show for tonight is talking about self-love and why do you need self-love in your life. But self-love, when we talk about self-love is a beautiful thing. And there are too many people that are lacking this in their life, and that's one of the reasons why we don't see enough love all over the world. When you're not happy within, you're going to project more negativity in your life, and that in turn can create some vicious and horrible cycles that just keep coming around and they keep going. Having self-love is not about screwing other people over in order to look out for yourself. It's not about being arrogant, nor is it about being self-centered. When you're full of yourself, that isn't self-love. That's a toxic mentality that will hurt you in the long run. Treating each other how you would like to be treated, then treat yourself the same way. Well, the point is I can't treat you better than I treat myself. I can't respect you and not respect myself. I can't see worth and value in you and see none in me. These are things that you should be able to give others and give to yourself, because the Bible said that love breeds kindness, honesty, patience, respect, forgiveness, and so on. In order to have those things and give them to others, you've got to be able to have that within yourself. What does self-love do for us? One, it allows us to be honest with ourselves. With love comes honesty, and that's a great thing. If you've ever been in a relationship and you break up, or at the end of a marriage, some people feel like they just might die, they can't eat, they can't sleep, just operating day to day is a struggle. The truth is, we get to those places because we have forgotten ourselves and we expect the other person to meet all of our needs. So accepting whatever has happened, and whatever your role may have been, and deal with it. It starts with accepting ourselves. Self-love is an inside job. You have to be willing to be honest with yourself. It's not about beating yourself up for every mistake made or every flaw you have. It's about being able to acknowledge these things and what is necessary to work on in your life. Because when you truly embrace what self-love is, remaining in denial is not an option. Because when you remain in denial, what you allow to happen is you become stagnant. You're not making progress. So the ability to be honest with yourself and how you feel will allow you to address and resolve any lingering situation or issues that you have. No, it's not an easy process, but it's a beneficial process. Another thing that self-love does, self-love builds confidence. When we stop living for others, your confidence is built on your perception and your value of you. Get up, get dressed, fix yourself up, and live for you. When you start accepting other people's standards for you, you will start living in those standards. Confidence is one of those keys to life. No matter what we're talking about, being confident can give you a boost. Loving yourself breeds more confidence. You feel more comfortable with the skin that you're in, and you gain a better grasp of who you truly are. One definition of confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. You have to start believing in yourself, believing that you're worth having and that you are worth having a great life. And what you set your mind to, you can do it. That will help you to become, as they say, unbothered with what people think. Many people get thrown off track. They miss their destiny. They don't walk in their purpose because they're too busy thinking about what other people think and how to prove or please other people. It's worth it, and it becomes less of an issue. So you can move forward if you start recognizing your own abilities and loving yourself. Another thing that self-love protects you from or does for you, it protects you from toxic relationships. You see, the first two things work hand in hand with self-love and with this. Being honest about the relationships and having confidence to walk away. Now, we're not just talking about romantic relationships. We're talking about friendships, family, co-workers, because when you truly love yourself, you learn how to embrace your value. In knowing your value, you will not be so willing to take less than you deserve. Going into relationships that you know deep in your heart they're not best for you will become easier to avoid because you are less likely just to settle and compromise for anything. Too many people are dealing with toxic relationships because they're lacking the self-love they need to help them walk away. Now, having self-love does not mean bad relationships will never come your way. It just means you're more likely to stop it in its tracks and take the necessary steps to remove it from your life. You can't always leave it up to others. There's no always. You can't leave it up to others to do what is best for you. You have to be willing to do that for yourself and embrace that bigger and better thing that's waiting for you. Now, somebody might say, I can't walk away from family. I can't walk away from my coworkers. No, you can't necessarily. But that does not mean they have to be invited into your inner circle. That old saying, feed them with a long-handled spoon. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Because when you don't and you allow them to continually drain you because you're trying to please them, they will drain you emotionally, they will drain you financially, they will drain you spiritually, they will drain you emotionally. So when self-love comes into play, you're more likely to say, okay, that's enough. This is not what I need in my life, and this is not what I'm going to allow in my life. Another thing self-love does. Self-love, you can attract genuine love from others. In other words, how can you expect others to love you if you can't love yourself? Even if somebody tries to love you, you're going to struggle to embrace it because you lack self-love in your life. You may start to think, I can't find love. But the truth is, you're not letting love in. And we're talking about the kind of love that you can give and get without being depleted. Any love that drains you, you're not allowing self-love to rule. To break free from that negative cycle, you have to start from within yourself. With self-love, you become better equipped to give and to receive love. The more positive energy that starts to flow through you, the more you will start to attract that positive energy into your life. And that allows genuine love to come into play. The last thing about self-love. Self-love brings you peace and it brings you joy. More honesty, confidence, love, and improved relationships. That all it adds up to you experiencing a greater life with more peace and joy. This kind of positive energy will help you fight off all that drama, all that negativity that tries to come your way. You will focus less on the negative things and be able to enjoy the many blessings that are in your life. Not to only mention when you have self-love and you get rid of some of these other things in your life, your health becomes better. There's less stress. You'll find more energy to take better care of yourself and create that me time that everybody can benefit from. More positive energy means more positive results. In other words, what you put out, you will get. And self-love will help you in achieving that. So I think it's clear that self-love is a great thing, and it's so needed to live a more improved life. Self-love is what will help get you there. If there are issues that are hindering you from taking that step, now is the time to address them, because there's a great life filled with great blessings that await you. But self-love is defined as a regard for one's own well-being and one's own happiness. Not saying that if you're in a committed relationship, if you're married, yes, we have certain responsibility to create a happier environment for our significant other and our spouses. But we cannot do that at the expense of ourselves. If you're making everybody around you happy, who's making you happy if you're not making yourself happy? If you're loving everybody around you and nobody's loving you, who's loving you? You've got to be able to love yourself. The roundup to this is be good to you. You're the only you that you have. Self-love is a great thing. The NIV version in the Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 4 through 8 tells us what love is. It is patient. It is kind. It's not envious. It does not boast. It's not proud. Does not dishonor others, not self-seeking, and not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing, does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. It protects, trusts, hopes, and preserves. We must be the first partakers of what we say. If you want love, love yourself first.
Well, I just wanted to say it was good, everything that you said about self-love. I know for a long time it was hard for me to love myself because of just all the negative comments I was teased about as a child because of a voice impairment, and I would always see myself through what other people thought of me. So it was like really hard to love myself, my self-esteem. Of course, that affected my self-esteem. So now as an adult, I had to, just begin to, I gave my life to the Lord and just, he began to teach me how to love myself, and accept myself for who I am. And, like you were saying, get rid of all those toxic relationships and just surround yourself by positive people. So, I'm still learning. I haven't learned everything yet. I just wanted to call and just, just listen to, the about self-love and self-worth. It was really encouraging everything that you had to say.
Well, we sure appreciate you calling, and we want to encourage you to continue to love yourself first and know that there is greatness within you and you have something that the world needs because there's only one of you.
Yeah.
So we want you to stay encouraged, and we hope that you will join us next time. We are trying to put together a directory of services for women in areas because we do reach women all over the world. And when they contact us, and we want to be able to have some resources to direct them to. So if you have information from your city, you can contact us at 864-663-6333. You can always leave us comments about questions you may have or about shows you would like to hear, and we will certainly get those done. And now, as we have our closing prayer, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, and we thank you for everyone that was on the call, God. God, as we leave this call, we ask that you will continue to bless each and every one, help them realize and know the value of self-love. And God, we ask that you continue to bless this show, that it will reach many, and that it will inspire and encourage someone in their walk with you. With that said, amen, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
You have been listening to Real Women, Real Talk. Join us each Tuesday night at 9 p.m. and on Saturdays at 7 p.m. for a replay. Contact us at 864-663-6333. Real Women, Real Talk. It's candid, it's real, it's about life.